The lives of 6 exiled dictators. 1. Zine El Abidine Ben Ali, former president of Tunisia. Ben Ali fled to Saudi Arabia with his family in 2011. They left in January, a month after the Arab Spring protests began. Family members crammed suitcases with cash and gold bars. Ben Ali was sentenced in absentia to 35 years in prison for economic crimes. He died in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia in 2019. 2. Idi Amin, Uganda's president for life. Idi Amin also found sanctuary in the Middle East. He was overthrown in 1979 and fled to Libya. He took his 4 wives, several of his 30 mistresses, and about 20 of his children. Amin later resided in Saudi Arabia until he died in 2003. 3. Hissène Habré, former president of Chad. Habré's regime operated a network of prisons where 40,000 people died. He forced women into sexual slavery for his troops. Deposed in 1990, Habré left Chad with $11 million. Habré enjoyed a life of splendor for decades in Senegal. He married a second wife and kept 2 villas for his 2 families. In 2016, he was convicted of crimes against humanity. Habré was sentenced to life in prison and died after contracting COVID-19 in 2021. 4. Jean-Claude Duvalier, former president of Haiti. Baby Doc Duvalier fled in 1986 after 15 years in power. He flew to France with truckloads of Louis Vuitton luggage. He had millions of dollars in Swiss banks. Duvalier settled down in a chateau outside Paris and a villa on the French Riviera. After he and his wife divorced in the early 1990s, his exile took a turn. He eventually wound up living in a 2-bedroom apartment. It was funded by loyal supporters. Duvalier returned to Haiti in 2011. He was arrested on charges of embezzlement and other crimes. Yet he continued living in a high-end hotel in Port-au-Prince until his death in 2014. 5. Syngman Rhee, former president of South Korea. Protests in 1960 brought about the end of Rhee's brutal rule. He took refuge in Hawaii. He lived in a tiny cottage overlooking the Pacific Ocean on Oahu. With no income, he and his wife had a difficult time. Rhee died in exile in 1965. 6. Sheikh Hasina, former Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina fled to India after violent anti-government protests in 2024. Hasina was expected to stay in India for a short time, but she's now been in the country for months. She lives in a high-security area in Delhi, in a bungalow that acts as a safe house.